Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, my friends. Thank you for the time given to our group. The first material about discourse in educational setting. One of the central corners of discourse analysis in educational setting has been to offer the ways in which talk at school is unique and thus what students must be able to do linguistically in order to successfully. Therefore, this chapter discussion some analytic constraints which have been employed in describing classroom interaction and some of topics of discourse study in educational setting. It ends by considering how insights from discourse analysis in schools can help to make better. A. Focus on linguistic practice in schools. Research on language in school sciences the early has moved from a focus on distinct kinds of language to a concern with communication as a whole, but to understanding what is being conferenced and to understand the specific place of language with the process. Analysis of one important and to understand the specific place of language with purpose. Analysis of important structures such as with teachers, elicited knowledge from students found the electional tone could not be explaining in terms of formal linguistic structure alone. Links talk to an element that Mike is on site the discourse legion. Instructional goals of its certain task and topic the constitutional interpretations. B. Topic of discourse analysis in school setting. The race in discourse analysis study of educational setting is part of the broader embracing of qualitative study in a dominant long dominant by behavior theory and quantitative research method. Uh, Many students have combined more than one of these forms. The number one, classroom interaction as cultural practice. Discourse analysis has been instrumental in locating the educational flurry on children from certain groups within classroom practice, particularly where the cultural background of the teacher on the practice culture of the school is interaction so sorry is different from that of students.
Okay, the next is part C about application of discourse study to education. Uh, their work is based on five principles for educational practice derived from their research and review of the literature and on the influence of culture and gender on schooling. The first is facilitate learning through joint productive activity among teacher and students. Teachers' teaching activities cannot be separate from the events of students' learning. Therefore, that teaching effective depends on understanding how students are learned. The process of constructing a bridge that connects a concrete situation to a situation. Symbolic and help children cross the bridge is a learning activity. Ideal the following are some practical principles in learning based on the result of various studies, experience, and studies on how children learn. Although every principle written separate this does not mean showing priority or not being interrelated. The next is develop competence in the language and literacy of instruction through all instruction activities. Learn which teach literacy strategies important for growth, good and critical reader in any field, based on several sources. Can be summarized 7 learning characteristics that apply literary strategies and develop metacognitive abilities, namely the number one, understanding support text. Students speak understanding it before compile and after reading. Number two, use of various modes during learning. Multimodal literacy. Number three, teaching clear and explicit. 4. Check. 5. 5. Response to various types of questions. 6. Asking questions. 7. Analyze, synthesis, and calculation of text. The next is contextualize teaching and curriculum in the experience and skill of home and community. How to teacher can unite the perceptions and concentration of students who are far apart. This can only be done by teachers who have a clear vision in learning and are able to build relationship with students by performing their roles as motivators, facilitators, mediators, and communicators. Uh, the next is challenge students toward cognitive complexity. Cognitive complexity is the mental ability to distinguish subtle personalities from behavioral differences between humans. Simply stated, is a research method that emphasizes how one's personality and action defines one character. And the last is engage students through dialogue, especially the instructional conversation TARP in EDDAR 2003. That principle stresses interaction that involves teacher as assistants to children than rather than as drivers of dialogue and deliverers of information. Instructional conversation involve a teacher and a group of students in constructing meaning by linking text and student knowledge as they talk. The challenge for the teacher is to automate the talking every other turn in the managed classroom is to avoid responding to each student's response so that students can talk in each other's zones of proximal development. I think that's all our presentation. Thank you.